It's a popular pastime for many and a livelihood for some others. But the future of snapper fishing in South Australia looks bleak, with the government warning the species is at risk of vanishing altogether. Scientists say stocks of the prized fish have declined by 87% in Gulf St Vincent and by 23% in Spencer Gulf. A 3-year near statewide ban is set to start in November with a multi-million-dollar support package promised by the government. But fishers and tourism operators on the Gulf say it will destroy their livelihoods, as Brittany Evans reports from Ardrossan.
It's dawn and the sunlight is catching the red cliffs at Ardrossan on Yorke Peninsula. It's a beautiful spot. And for 20 years, Tracy Tito has been coming here to fish for snapper.
A snapper bite is very sudden, like woof, and they'll grab it and run. The little picker ones do the dunk, 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 but you always know when you've got a snapper on. There's nothing like a snapper hooked up.
She remembers a time when catching snapper was easy.
When we go to like 2005 through to about 2010, we used to come up fishing for whiting and we'd put a slop line underneath the boat and the boat would actually catch snapper. So we'd catch 1 or 2 snapper a day that way without even actually targeting snapper, which used to be pretty cool.
But things have changed. Several years ago, Tracy was diagnosed with cancer. She quit her day job to spend more time fishing, but then the snapper stopped biting.
Now, we don't fish up here anymore. There is no snapper. You know, we don't spend any money up here anymore. We don't stay at the shack anymore. We don't do any of that sort of stuff because the fish just aren't here. Or we're just useless at catching them because we haven't been able to.
Tracy's not the only one to notice a snapper disappearing. The South Australian Research and Development Institute has been monitoring numbers for more than a decade. Since 2011, they've been in slow decline.
Fish 7.
The latest science says stocks in Gulf St Vincent are rapidly decreasing, while in Spencer Gulf, they're already considered to be depleted, meaning the snapper population can't replenish itself. The data has prompted the state government to enforce a total snapper ban until January 2023, excluding southeast waters in the non-spawning period. That's a terrifying move for commercial snapper fishers like Zane Thompson.
If we get a 3-year ban, it's for the whole period of the 3 years, I'll simply go broke. So the boat will be up for sale, my deck will be out of a job. Everyone I supply fish to, they're going to hurt.
Mr Thompson is one of 5 full-time snapper fishers in Gulf St Vincent. He uses a technique called long line fishing, dropping 50 baited hooks on a single line into the ocean. There are always other fish in the sea, but it's taken him 7 years to perfect his methods. And with a boat built for snapper, he says swapping species isn't an option.
All we're going to do is put pressure on the rest of the species that are already under threat, and the money that I turn over snapper fishing, I make money out of fishing for snapper. But if I went to try to catch squid, I don't know how to catch squid effectively. I know how to catch snapper. I don't know how to catch other species. It wouldn't be viable for me.
Zane Thompson does acknowledge snapper numbers have copped a hammering, but he says it's a case that everyone became used to bumper stocks in the Gulfs a decade ago. With kids and a mortgage weighing on his mind, he's urging the state government to reconsider the ban.
I'm not supportive of a 3-year ban. I'm supportive of a ban until the science has been redone and the actual stock has been reassessed and they get it right.
He's not the only one wanting the ban put on ice.
Start with the bigger ones.
The government has received more than 900 submissions from the public, but it says its decision has been made based on the best available science.
The 3-year ban will take its toll, not only on the commercial sector and the recreational sectors who love a good day's fishing, but they can still enjoy that fishing experience here in South Australia and target the underutilised species.
Towns on the Yorke Peninsula and Eyre Peninsula are reliant on tourism, but now the changes to the snapper regulations have many business owners questioning whether they'll have an income into the future.
We can't solve this problem just as recreational anglers or just as commercial or just as charter operators. We need to all work together and try and find some solutions that work for everybody, particularly for the snapper.
The government is open to lifting the ban before 2023 if stocks recover. Brittany Evans, ABC News, Ardrossan.